because this is what really happened. Now, during World War II, your Office of Strategic Services, your OSS, was helping Uncle Ho's communist guerrillas in Vietnam against the Japanese, just as they were helping Mao's forces in China against the Japanese up there. Now, your OSS, the forerunner of your CIA, was shot through with communists, because while Bill Donovan, the man who set it up, deliberately recruited veterans of the Abraham Lincoln Brigades, the communists who fought in Spain, American communists who fought in Spain on the side of Stalin during the Spanish Civil War, because he wanted people with European military experience. And they were never properly cleaned out. So your CIA was penetrated from day one. But anyway, Uncle Ho and the OSS worked together. They got rid of the Japanese. Then after the war, the French colonialists came back to reclaim their colony. And Uncle Ho wanted American support to get rid of the French, because he knew that FDR didn't like the French very much. And he thought, well, they helped me against the Japanese, I'm going to get them to help me against the French. He wrote letters to FDR asking for military support, but he knew he had to get American public opinion on his side. And he had to get FDR on his side. And he couldn't do that if he went around talking about communist revolution and the dictatorship of the proletariat. But he could do that if he went around talking about Thomas Jefferson and the Bill of Rights and the American Constitution. So that's what he did, all over Vietnam. He did a huge rally in downtown Hanoi in front of thousands of people, OSS officers all around. I'm a huge fan of Thomas Jefferson. He is the ideal model for the revolutionary of today's era. The American Constitution, the Bill of Rights, is a model for the future of our revolution, our republic. All designed to suck in American public opinion to help him against the French. But FDR died, and a real Democrat named Harry Truman became president. And he was nowhere near as stupid. He was a hardcore anti-communist, and he basically told Uncle Ho to get lost. And Uncle Ho, of course, brought the Russians in, as he always was, and eventually started the war. But just notice too, you know, that Abraham Lincoln Brigade that those Americans fought in Spain. It wasn't the Karl Marx Brigade or the Vladimir Lenin Brigade. It was the Abraham Lincoln Brigade. Just as the communists had an Abraham Lincoln School in Chicago, which Frank Marshall Davis went to, and they also had a Jefferson School in New York. They loved to hide their revolution under the cloak of your revolution, which is exactly what Mr. Obama was doing with that statement in their statement up in Washington. Now, Mr. Obama made another statement during that meeting which was, I thought, very significant. He said that Americans have to get on board with helping to repair the damage done to Vietnam during the war. Now what that means is you have to send your money to Vietnam to repair the damage done by bombing and Agent Orange that your soldiers did fighting off the North Vietnamese communist invaders. Now there's a little communist group in your country, 300 members, called the Committees of Correspondence for Democracy and Socialism. It's a split off from the Communist Party USA. Its most famous member is Angela Davis, with the afro haircut and the murder charges. I'm sure you'll remember Angela. Hardcore. Now they are allied to Vietnam. That's their favourite communist country. They're always sending delegations over there. Now they set up what they call the Vietnam Agent Orange Responsibility Campaign. Now that's a front group, and that's designed to lobby your Congress for your country to send reparations to Vietnam to repair the damage done by Agent Orange during the war. Now I might be old-fashioned, folks, but I thought reparations were what the bad guys pay to the good guys. Isn't that how it's supposed to go? So how come you guys have to pay reparations to Vietnam for a war they started? How does that figure? Now this little group has mounted quite a campaign. They've even got that great patriot Charlie Sheen to narrate a documentary for them. They've brought a whole bunch of delegations to appear in front of your Congress to lobby for this from Vietnam. Even one with a little girl with no legs. Young girl, no legs, up in front of your Congress. Look at what Agent Orange has done to our country. Look at this poor girl, jerking all the tears to get your Congress to send your money to their country. They've got a whole lot of congressmen and senators on board with this. Jeff Merkley out of Oregon, Al Franken, Tom Harkin, all the good guys. Sheila Jackson Lee, John Conyers. Surprise, surprise. While he was still a congressman, he left Congress, became a mayor of San Diego, and we all know what happened to him recently. Bob Filner, he was one of them. Filner was the son of a Communist Party member, incidentally, head of the Pennsylvania Communist Party, was sent to Vietnam 2 years ago, paid for by the International Association of Democratic Lawyers, a Soviet front now controlled by the Cubans.